Hello everybody, this is Cyntesleo and this is Leo's workshop. So I want you to stay tuned and let's get ready to build. This is going to be an easy project that anybody can build. We're going to build a shoe rack, so I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned. Right here we're setting up to cut the 8x4 plywood in half so we can handle the cuts much better on the table saw. As you can see, my outfeed table is a little too high, but we will fix that in another project. Here making the actual cut, when I was finished, I noticed I cut a little bit too much board than I actually needed. But I just went ahead and just used it on another project. And the last one, and after this we went on to put all the pocket holes in each and every one of them that needed pocket holes. Now we start to speed things up here a little bit before we moved on to sanding. Here we're just gonna make a little rough sand. And after everything put together, then we're gonna sand it over again. And here we start to assemble everything together. Had a little trouble right there, so I had to go get my clamp so I can clamp it in place and I can screw it on again. Turn it over to the other side and put it on the next leg. The clamps I was putting on there was giving me a lot of trouble. I was just trying to use one and work without using the others, but I had to go get me another one, make it better off. And after that, things started going good again. Sometimes you only see what was done rather than all the trouble that we went through. And you can see how everything now is coming into play. And here we just marking the cuts that we're about to make on the legs to give it, like, just a little decorative look. I'm gonna make a little round arc cut on there. I couldn't find a protractor, so I went out to Walmart and bought me a little kitty kind. I actually found me the real kind now at Home Depot store. And we're gonna use our jigsaw to cut out the mark that we laid out. And we marked it 1 inch high, and on one side it was 3 inch across, and the back leg I think it was 2 inches. Or rather vice versa, the back leg was 3 inches and the front leg was 2 inches. But after we make this cut, I believe I'm gonna show you a picture of what it looks like before we started cutting it. After we do the other side, we also have to lay this one out. Using this protractor was kind of hard. You didn't see the different takes I had to make, but it kept them moving from the 1 inch spread every time I put it there. And I had to keep on doing it over again to get it in place. But here we're gonna show you a picture of the actual cut, what it's gonna look like before we cut it. And we went out and bought a new one, the real protractor that we can use. Here it is. And here we'll use the jigsaw to cut the round arc on the shoe rack. And we'll show you a picture of what it looks like after we have made the cut. And you can always go back and use your router bit to clean up any rough surface, or you can always grind it. And here, this is the other one we're doing for the leg itself. Okay, now we bought this machine a while back. It's been like about 2 years, and I've only used it like maybe 3 times. I hate using it, so I'm gonna film this live, me using it, so you might see it jump or something break, and then I jump back because I hate using this machine. So I'll videotape this cut live, and this is the bottom part of the shoe rack, and I'll have to make about 3 cuts to cut that little round arc in there. So I don't know if you can see it with the pencil mark. The blade is moving kind of slow, so I'm gonna have to change the blade and use a different blade and come back and try it again. Okay, let's try it again, but this time I hope it works better. I think I'll just go ahead and use the jigsaw. I just don't like this machine. Here we are, a piece of mold, and putting glue on there just to give it a little decorative look. You have to cut it in 45. And we'll put some brad nails on there to keep it in place. Here we are, getting ready to put the holes in the shelves. It's gonna be a total of 4 shelves altogether. 2 of them gonna be in place, and the other 2 are gonna be adjustable, whether you want a large space or a shorter space. So we're gonna just put all the holes and move on to the next thing. Okay, when I started to build this, I started to make this all as a nightstand, but in the middle of everything, I just changed it up, and I started just said, let me just build me a shoe rack. So what I am making is a shoe rack. I'm gonna put everything together right now so y'all can see, but I have to break it down in pieces to carry it where I'm carrying it at, because it's gonna be a long drive. So I'm gonna show you how it's supposed to look like, and after a while we're gonna paint it. But we're gonna put it together right now so you can see. These 2 right here I just have in place, I screwed it on, but the rest of them I made it like a shelf. You can adjust it to make it higher or make it lower. This is what it's looking like. And this is the top piece I have to put in there. And then we'll put the back to it, and we have to put some mold in. And when we finish all that, we'll show you what it looks like. Here's a look of it before the molding is in place. But this will be the last cut. Cutting the 1/4 inch ply to put for the back. And this will be it. And we'll be done. So we're getting ready to set up to start cutting the plywood. This is 1/4 inch plywood, so if you're wondering why it's flimsy and it's bending, I have to pick it up. It's so thin. Here's a picture of the molding I made for the shoe rack using 2x4. Now we'll cut it down to size. Okay, I'm finished everything now, so this will be it. I haven't put on the back, but I just want to show you what it will look like if you're looking inside the shoe rack. Oh, one more thing we forgot to mention. The last thing we'll be doing will be put some edge banding on there also. The edge of the rails. I have to put some putty here and cover all the holes. Because after I'm finished, I have to break everything down and put it as an assembly so they can put it together. So I hope you like it. Here it is now after we've stained it and assembled everything back together, because we first had to break it all down, and when we got to where we was going, we put it all back together. And after this, we're gonna put a clear polyurethane on there to give it a smooth finishing. So we hope you liked the video. Press like, and thank you for watching. Well, we made it to the end. Right before we started working on this project, I was in my shop picking up a heavy load, and I ended up tearing the muscle in my arm, so we had to wait a while before we started on this project. But while we was building, we was in a lot of pain and time. That's why you see us with the copper banding on our arm. But we're thankful we made it to the end. So now we can go on to the next project, and we hope that you do like it and you press the like button. There's a kind of love that God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you, but God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you, but God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows where to find you. God only knows how to break through. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows.